Well, hello, it's me again. Let's talk about Discovery Day, or as I've learned recently at the International Franchise Association convention, that some franchisors actually call it Confirmation Day because it is the day where the individual comes to confirm everything they've been told about the concept, everything they've read in the FDD, and everything they've acquired during the executive interview call. For our purposes today, we'll call it Discovery Day because that seems to be what most franchisors call it. But again, Discovery Day, Confirmation Day, interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. The Discovery Day really is the opportunity for the individual to immerse themselves in the operation. And you should plan on spending somewhere between 3 and 5 hours in a Discovery Day event. Now, people have different versions of Discovery Day and they do them at different times. In our process, it's actually the last step and probably the last time you would speak with the franchisee prior to them signing a franchise agreement. Now, I say that probably because there may be some back and forth with addendums with lawyers, their lawyer, your lawyer, which they may seek counsel after they do their discovery day. Some franchisees will send the franchise agreement to their attorney before discovery day, get comments and questions, and ask you at that time. Others will go through the discovery day and then decide if they want to spend the money on an attorney. So it could be either or. So do know that. In my opinion, what discovery day shouldn't be. I think it's easier to start there. And I speak with many franchisors, and some of them actually turn their discovery day into a whole new sales process. And they show PowerPoints and meet this guy, and let's sit in the office, and now let's talk about how this works and that works. And when that information comes to the franchisee, obviously it's very important, but for me, what's more important is how and when it's presented. So when you do a discovery day, make it sort of a casual meeting. You want to meet that individual. You want to kind of catch their energy. You want to have it formatted, and we do have a discovery day agenda for you to follow, and we send that to the client in advance. So it isn't a haphazard situation, but it's not everyone sitting around a conference table watching a PowerPoint screen about marketing and operations. Okay, all of that information's been pretty much done already in the sales process. When you have the individual in your shop or in your restaurant, that's the opportunity to walk them through, taste the food, tell the story, let them feel part of the operation, let them walk away with the idea that, hey, I would love to do this, or you know what, this ain't for me. Either way, that's going to be your goal of the discovery day. What we like to do is, if it's a restaurant, bring the person in earlier in the day, maybe even before you open, so they can see the back of the house, see some of the prep, see the operation getting set up, sit through a lunch, hopefully a busy lunch. That's always great. Let them see it, let them experience it. If they want to speak with some customers, go right ahead. Of course, ask the customer's permission. If it's a franchise location that you take them to, that's great. If the franchisee is there, even better. After lunch, the franchisee can speak with them, or they can set up a time to talk to one another, but at least the prospect sort of has a face to the name. It just makes it a lot easier that way. Once you go through that lunch period and you've eaten, that's an opportunity to sit down, ask them any questions that you may have, ask them if they have any questions about what they saw, and then, of course, begin the process of what's the next steps. Now, for us on the back end, what we're going to do at FranGrow is we're going to reach out to that person after Discovery Day. We're going to make sure that they're either had or are having the franchise agreement reviewed by an attorney. And if they don't have one, we'll make a recommendation. We'll get their thoughts on the day. Sometimes they'll tell you something that's different than what they tell us. They may tell us a little bit more, good, bad, or otherwise. And From that point forward, we're going to do what's called an RFA, a request for a franchise agreement. We're going to get some pertinent information, make sure that if they're signing it personally, great. If they want to sign the franchise agreement from an entity, we will make sure they have an LLC set up. We'll get the territory straightened out. We'll make sure we have all the right names on the franchise agreement, so that when we send that RFA sheet to the attorney, to your attorney to prepare the franchise paperwork, everything is accurate. So once again, make Discovery Day sort of, you're inviting them into your house, you're showing them around, you're getting to know them, talk a little bit about their personal lives, understand what their commitments are in their personal life, learn more about them, let them learn more about you as people, let them feel what you're going to be doing to support them and help them. Remember, it's a really, really big decision. A lot of people, some of them may be mortgaging their house for the money. Or at least leveraging it or using it as collateral. Some people may be doing that and or quitting their job to come run this business. So it's a very big decision. It's a life-altering decision. And you need to be sure these people are a good fit, and they need to be sure that your brand is a good fit for them. So just to quickly recap, don't make Discovery Day / Confirmation Day a sales presentation. All right. They've already gone through that. Make it a warm, welcoming day where they can feel part of the operation, where they can see how things are done. It's very casual. Let them ask questions as they go along. Sometimes questions they never thought of will come up when they see something in the operation. What you want to cover, and we cover that in our Discovery Day agenda that we send, but you want to cover the POS system, how that works, what sort of marketing and advertising support you give them, the distributors that you use for the food, how many people you need on any particular shift, maybe on a slow shift or a busy shift, what level of time you expect them to be in the restaurant. And keep in mind that will change as they progress. When they first open, they'll be there a lot. And then hopefully they get a manager and they backpedal. If you're like me, then you understand this is not about people buying a job. This is about people running a business. And that means that eventually, if they choose, they're going to want to hire a manager and then maybe go and do another unit. So keep all of that in mind while you're doing Discovery Day. After you watch this video, if you have any questions, give me a call. I'll be happy to walk you through it or answer any other questions that you have. But hopefully this is helpful.